In the journey of life, we are often faced with challenges that test our patience and determination. But in moments of difficulty, we can always turn to Allah for support and guidance. The verse from Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45 reminds us of the importance of patience, prayer, and reflection. In this video, we will explore the profound meaning of this verse and how we can incorporate it into our daily lives to start each day with strength, peace, and unwavering faith. In Islam, the Quran is not just a book, but a complete guide for life. Every verse contains divine wisdom that addresses the core needs of our souls, offering us solutions to the challenges we face in this world. The Quran is considered the literal word of Allah, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it serves as a source of ultimate guidance and comfort for all Muslims. It is through the Quran that we learn about the purpose of life, the importance of worship, and the principles that govern our relationship with Allah and with others. The verse from Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45 encourages us to recite the Quran regularly, not just as a ritual, but with an understanding of its meaning. The Quran holds the key to patience and guidance, two fundamental qualities that every believer must cultivate. When we recite the Quran, we are reminded of the Creator's presence in our lives. The act of reciting isn't merely a verbal expression. It is an invitation to reflect on the meanings behind the words and to allow them to penetrate our hearts. This deep connection with the Quran nurtures a sense of peace and reassurance in our hearts, allowing us to face life's challenges with confidence. Reciting the Quran provides spiritual nourishment much like food sustains the body. Just as the body needs food for energy, our souls require the Quran to stay spiritually strong. Allah, in His infinite mercy, has given us the Quran to guide us through times of hardship, joy, success, and loss. Its verses serve as reminders that we are not alone. Every time we read the Quran, we open a direct channel to Allah's wisdom, which helps to sharpen our understanding and strengthens our connection with Him. It is important to approach the Quran with sincerity, recognizing that its guidance is for everyone, regardless of one's station in life. Salah, or prayer, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and it is the most direct form of communication between a Muslim and their Creator. Through Salah, we express our dependence on Allah, seek His forgiveness, and ask for His guidance. It is a means by which we fortify our spiritual connection with Allah and maintain a clear sense of purpose. The act of praying regularly helps us stay focused and disciplined, especially during times of difficulty, when it might feel tempting to give up. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45 specifically emphasizes the importance of prayer in providing us with patience and guidance. Prayer is a source of inner strength, offering us a moment of tranquility in the midst of life's chaos. When faced with challenges, we often forget that prayer can serve as a reminder of Allah's mercy and power. Salah becomes a means by which we seek solace, ask for patience, and request Allah's guidance in every step we take. It is during these moments of prayer that we are reminded that no trial is insurmountable with Allah's help. The importance of sincerity in Salah cannot be overstated. It is not enough to merely go through the motions of prayer. We must engage fully in each act of worship, focusing our hearts and minds on the connection we are cultivating with Allah. When we offer our prayers with sincerity and mindfulness, we invite divine assistance into our lives. Salah is a reminder that we should never rely solely on our own efforts, but always turn to Allah for help, guidance, and strength. This connection with the Creator during prayer helps us feel His presence, which instills a sense of calm and patience, especially during times of hardship. Furthermore, Salah is not only about the physical act of standing, bowing, and prostrating. It is about engaging the heart. Each prayer is an opportunity to ask Allah for what we need, but also to give thanks for the countless blessings He has bestowed upon us. It is through prayer that we cultivate patience and resilience, reminding ourselves that everything happens according to Allah's will. The act of prayer itself teaches us patience, as we dedicate time each day to reconnect with Allah, regardless of our busy lives. Patience is one of the most crucial virtues in Islam. It is through patience that we learn to endure life's challenges without losing hope or faith. The Quran emphasizes that patience is not simply about enduring difficulty passively, but about maintaining steadfastness, gratitude, and faith in Allah's plan. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45 reminds us that patience is necessary in order to bear the trials of life and to seek guidance from Allah. Without patience, we may lose our way or become overwhelmed by the challenges we face. In times of adversity, it is natural for us to feel frustration, doubt, and even despair. However, it is precisely during these moments that patience becomes an act of faith. Patience does not mean suppressing our emotions or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it means acknowledging our feelings, yet choosing to remain steadfast and trust in Allah's timing. Allah promises that after difficulty comes ease, and this promise is a constant source of hope for those who remain patient. Patience in Islam also extends to our interactions with others. It is easy to become upset or angry when things don't go our way, but the teachings of the Quran guide us to be patient with one another, whether it's in our relationships with family, friends, or even strangers. Patience helps us navigate the complexities of human interactions. By practicing patience, we learn to respond with kindness and understanding, rather than reacting impulsively out of anger or frustration. Patience also requires trust in Allah's divine wisdom. When we are faced with hardships, we often cannot see the bigger picture, but we must trust that Allah knows what is best for us. Sometimes, what seems like a setback may actually be a stepping stone to something greater. By maintaining patience and trusting in Allah's plan, we allow ourselves to grow spiritually and emotionally. In the same vein, trust in Allah's plan is essential for cultivating a peaceful heart. Allah's wisdom surpasses our understanding, and He knows what is best for us. This concept of trust is one of the foundational teachings of Islam, and it is deeply intertwined with patience. When we trust that Allah has a greater plan for us, we can approach life's difficulties with a sense of calm, knowing that we are not alone in our struggles. Trusting in Allah's plan requires us to relinquish control and surrender our worries to Him. While we may work hard and take the necessary steps to achieve our goals, we must remember that the outcome is ultimately in Allah's hands. This surrender is not an act of weakness, but one of immense strength, as it allows us to relinquish our anxieties and trust in Allah's infinite mercy. The more we trust in Allah's plan, the more peace we will find in our hearts, even during times of uncertainty. When we face trials, it can be difficult to understand why certain events occur, especially when they seem unfair or unjust. However, we must remember that Allah's wisdom is beyond our comprehension, and He is the best of planners. Trusting in His plan means acknowledging that He knows what is best for us, even when we cannot see it ourselves. This trust in Allah is a vital aspect of a believer's spiritual growth, as it allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life with resilience and faith. Through trust, patience, and prayer, we can overcome any obstacle and emerge stronger in our connection with Allah. Patience, or sabr, is an essential quality that all Muslims are encouraged to cultivate. It is not merely about enduring difficult situations without complaint, but rather about maintaining steadfastness and composure, no matter the circumstances. In Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45, we are reminded that the Quran and prayer serve as tools to help us develop patience, particularly during moments of trial. Patience is not something that comes naturally to everyone, especially when we are faced with hardships that seem overwhelming. But patience, as described in the Quran, is a profound inner strength that allows us to confront challenges with faith and hope, trusting that Allah is always with us. In Islam, patience is a virtue that has great reward. Allah promises that those who practice patience will be granted immense blessings both in this life and the hereafter. The Quran is filled with references to patience, encouraging believers to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself endured tremendous hardships throughout his life, yet he remained patient and continued to trust in Allah's plan. His example serves as a guide for all of us, showing us that patience is not about passively accepting life's difficulties, but about actively choosing to endure them with grace, faith, and unwavering trust in Allah. The role of patience in overcoming life's trials cannot be overstated. There are times when life can seem unbearable, and the weight of our problems feels too much to carry. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, financial struggles, illness, or personal disappointments, these moments can challenge our faith and our ability to cope. It is during these times that patience becomes a powerful tool, helping us to navigate the storm with resilience. Patience doesn't mean we should remain silent or passive in the face of challenges, but rather it means that we continue to persevere, trusting that our efforts will bear fruit. Patience is a form of surrender to the will of Allah. It is an acknowledgement that we are not in control of every aspect of our lives, and that ultimately Allah's plan is what guides us. When we practice patience, we submit ourselves to Allah's divine wisdom, recognizing that He knows what is best for us, even if we don't understand it at the time. This surrender can be difficult, especially when we are going through intense emotional or physical pain, but it is a powerful act of faith. It is in these moments of vulnerability that we find the true strength of patience. While patience is often tested during times of hardship, it is important to recognize that patience also plays a significant role in everyday life. Patience is required in our relationships, in our work, and in our pursuit of personal goals. Life is full of challenges, both big and small, and each of these requires a measure of patience. Whether we are waiting for the results of a difficult situation, dealing with frustrating delays, or facing interpersonal conflicts, patience is what enables us to handle these situations with dignity and grace. The practice of patience also involves controlling our emotions. It is easy to react impulsively when things don't go our way, but patience teaches us to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully rather than out of anger or frustration. By practicing patience, we learn to master our emotions and prevent them from dictating our actions. This emotional discipline is essential for maintaining healthy relationships, fostering personal growth, and ensuring that we stay aligned with Allah's will. Trusting in Allah's plan is closely tied to the practice of patience. When we trust that Allah has a greater plan for us, we can endure life's challenges with greater ease. It is easy to feel disheartened when things don't go according to our expectations, but faith in Allah's wisdom helps us see beyond the immediate difficulties. Trust in Allah's plan means believing that everything happens for a reason, even if that reason is not immediately apparent to us. Allah is the best of planners, and He knows what is ultimately best for us. When we trust in Allah's plan, we release ourselves from the burden of worrying about the future. We stop trying to control every outcome and instead focus on doing our best in the present moment, knowing that Allah will take care of the rest. This trust is liberating. It allows us to move forward in life with confidence, knowing that we are not alone and that Allah is guiding us every step of the way. Trusting in Allah's plan is a reminder that our efforts are never in vain. Even when things don't turn out the way we hope, we trust that Allah has something better in store for us. This trust also helps us maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of challenges. When we trust in Allah's wisdom, we are able to look at our struggles from a different perspective, understanding that they may be opportunities for growth, learning, or spiritual elevation. However, trust in Allah's plan does not mean that we are passive in the face of adversity. Islam teaches us that we must take action and make the best of our circumstances, but we must also recognize that the outcome is ultimately in Allah's hands. By combining trust in Allah with personal effort, we align ourselves with the divine plan and open the door to Allah's mercy and blessings. Trusting in Allah's plan requires patience, especially when the outcome is not immediate or when we do not understand the wisdom behind a situation. It is in these moments that our faith is truly tested. But Allah promises that those who trust in Him will never be abandoned, and their reward will be far greater than they can imagine. By trusting in Allah's plan, we gain peace in our hearts, knowing that Allah will never forsake us and that everything He does is for our ultimate good. When we face trials, it is easy to fall into a state of despair or doubt. We might question why certain things happen to us or wonder if Allah is punishing us. However, trust in Allah's plan reminds us that He is merciful and kind and that He would never burden us with more than we can bear. Even in the most difficult of circumstances, we can take comfort in knowing that Allah's mercy surrounds us and that He is always with us, guiding us toward what is best. By trusting in Allah's plan, we cultivate a sense of peace that transcends our immediate struggles. This trust allows us to face adversity with courage and grace, knowing that Allah's guidance is always present and that He will never abandon those who place their trust in Him. The morning dua, or prayer, is a beautiful way to begin each day with gratitude, focus, and connection to Allah. It sets the tone for the day, bringing peace and clarity to the heart as we seek His guidance and blessings. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45 encourages us to recite the Quran and perform our prayers as a means of developing patience and seeking guidance. A morning dua that aligns with this verse can become a powerful tool for strengthening our relationship with Allah, asking for His mercy, guidance, and the ability to face whatever challenges the day may bring. In the quiet moments of the early morning, before the rush of the day begins, it is the perfect time to connect with Allah. The early hours are considered a blessed time in Islam, as it is when the heart is most receptive to prayer and supplication. The Prophet Muhammad, P.E.U.H.E., emphasized the importance of making dua in the morning, as it is a time when our hearts are pure, our minds are clear, and we are in a state of peace before the demands of the day take over. A morning dua helps us ground ourselves in our faith and reminds us of the importance of starting each day with intention and mindfulness. When crafting a morning dua based on Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45, we can focus on the themes of patience and guidance. The verse encourages us to use the Quran and prayer as tools to navigate life's challenges. And by incorporating these elements into our morning supplication, we can begin each day with the right mindset. We start by asking Allah for patience, acknowledging that we are weak without His help. Patience is not something that we can cultivate on our own. It is a gift from Allah, and we must seek it through prayer. As we ask for patience, we are reminded that every difficulty we face is an opportunity for growth and spiritual elevation. With Allah's guidance, we can endure whatever trials come our way, trusting that He will provide us with the strength to overcome them. The dua can also include a request for guidance, as Allah is the ultimate source of wisdom. As we begin our day, we often face uncertainty or decisions that require clarity. Turning to Allah for guidance allows us to trust in His plan and seek His direction. We ask Allah to guide us in our thoughts, actions, and decisions so that we may align ourselves with His will. This connection with Allah through supplication helps us move through the day with a sense of purpose and direction. We are not simply going through the motions of life, but actively seeking Allah's guidance in all that we do. The morning dua also serves as a reminder to be grateful for the blessings we have, both seen and unseen. When we begin the day with gratitude, we shift our focus away from what we lack and toward what Allah has already provided us. Gratitude opens our hearts and minds to Allah's mercy, helping us remain patient and content no matter what challenges arise. In our dua, we can thank Allah for the gift of life, for the opportunities we have, and for the ability to seek His guidance. Gratitude helps us approach each day with a positive attitude, recognizing that everything, even hardship, is a part of Allah's plan for us. Asking for Allah's protection is another important element of the morning dua. Each day brings with it potential dangers, both physical and spiritual. We can seek refuge in Allah, asking Him to protect us from harm and to keep us safe from the influences of shaitan. The morning is an opportune time to ask for Allah's help in staying steadfast in our faith, especially as we prepare to face the challenges that may arise during the day. Seeking protection through dua is an act of submission, acknowledging that we cannot face the trials of life without Allah's mercy and assistance. In addition to seeking patience and guidance, we can also ask Allah for success and productivity in our daily tasks. This includes success in both the worldly and spiritual aspects of our lives. We can ask Allah to help us perform our duties to the best of our ability, to grant us success in our work, and to help us make the most of the time He has given us. We are reminded that time is a precious gift, and every moment is an opportunity to earn rewards through good deeds. By seeking Allah's guidance and blessings at the start of the day, we set ourselves up for success in all areas of our lives. The power of the morning dua lies in its ability to bring us into a state of mindfulness and focus. As we begin the day with prayer, we are reminded of our ultimate purpose in life, to worship Allah and seek His pleasure. The morning dua recenters us, helping us remember that no matter what happens during the day, we are never alone. Allah's presence is with us, guiding us and providing us with the strength to endure whatever challenges come our way. It helps us maintain a perspective that is grounded in faith, trusting that Allah will always provide for us and that He will never leave us without guidance. A morning dua is not just a way to seek Allah's help, it is also an opportunity to align our hearts with our Creator. Through the act of making dua, we acknowledge our dependence on Allah and our need for His mercy. This submission to Allah is an act of humility, reminding us that we are nothing without Him. The morning dua becomes a reminder to start the day with a clean heart, free from negativity and worry. It allows us to face the world with a sense of peace, knowing that whatever challenges come our way, we are equipped with the tools of prayer and patience to navigate them. Incorporating this practice of morning supplication into our daily routine can have a profound impact on our spiritual well-being. Over time, making dua in the morning becomes a habit that nurtures our connection to Allah and strengthens our faith. Each morning becomes an opportunity to renew our intention, to reset our priorities, and to seek the guidance and support that we need to live a life that is pleasing to Allah. The morning dua becomes not only a source of strength, but a beautiful way to begin each day with gratitude, faith, and trust in Allah's infinite mercy. By starting the day with a prayer that asks for patience, guidance, and protection, we open ourselves to the blessings and wisdom that come with Allah's divine guidance. This morning, dua, rooted in the teachings of Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45, reminds us that through our connection with Allah, we are able to navigate the challenges of life with grace, patience, and unwavering faith. It encourages us to begin each day with a sense of purpose and direction, knowing that Allah is guiding our every step.